Hey guys, Kyle from InvestiShare here. I'm just going to go over really quickly what I'm going to expect from the market, what I'm preparing for, and what you should look out for as well. Because we're about to get the breakout that we've been waiting for. We either be to the upside or the downside. We have to react off of what confirmation we get, but let's dive into it really quick here. So right now, looking at the daily chart, you can see like yesterday we got a ton of volume here. This basically was a buy battle during the time that, basically on-chain data is showing that there's a company called Riot blockchain that is selling their Bitcoin. If you're not familiar with what Riot blockchain is, they're actually a relatively new mining company. So they're mining Bitcoin right now, and once it gets to around this level, they've been setting up limit sell orders to basically cover their costs for mining because they're relatively new. They're afraid of some black swan event that could bring it down, so they're trying to sell it at like decent prices while they still can, just in case it does go to the downside. But they did prevent a very bullish breakout. I'm waiting for it right now to break above 32,000 and find support here before entering. If I see support off of this trend line here, then I'm going to be entering with quite a bit of capital, because the target, like the conservative target, is about 35,000. If I go over to my normal chart here with a little bit more noise, let's see. If you look at the daily chart here, you can see that there's like downtrending level of resistance. I talk about it quite often. If we break to the upside, we would have to worry about this resistance level pushing us right back down to where we're at now. In case it continue, we see Bitcoin continue to stay inside of this falling wedge formation. However, the falling wedge formation is a very bullish formation, so if we do get to 35,000 and we see another bullish formation continue us to give us the momentum to break out to the upside here, then we just got to wait for us to find support on 35,000 or whatever level we see it break out at, because it's downtrending, right? This is continuously changing every single day that passes. If we find support on this line, then we're off to the races. We're basically going to be out of the bull market. And like in a bull market, confirmation is basically, I would say, roughly around this level here, this uptrending level of, right now it'll be considered resistance, but it was support in the past. And this is a legacy trend line that goes all the way back to about 2018. So it's a very strong and very important trend line here. But if I see Bitcoin get back above here, then I'll double down on my trades for long positions and ride as long as I can and take profits at all these important levels of resistance along the way. Anyways, going back to the short term, let's dive in here, going to the hourly chart. So this is what I'm looking at right now. So we're still inside of this ascending triangle formation. It's basically a continuation formation, where it's more likely to break to the downside, but anything can happen. So we got to prepare for both scenarios. So if we end up right now, where there's like a micro formation within the macro formation that I'm looking at right now, if we end up breaking out of this to the upside, then we'll definitely have the momentum that we need to break out of this rut that we're in. It's, we've been stuck inside this formation for over a month now. And the technical target for this formation, if we break to the upside, is roughly about, one sec here, guys. There we go. We got a target of 33,000. Strong resistance here around 32,300 and 32,600. So if we break to the upside, what you can expect in terms of price action, because of that resistance level, is basically us going up. Let's see if I can find the paintbrush here, guys. Yeah, so us going up, finding resistance here, probably a confirmation of the breakout, and then if we get a strong confirmation like a W formation or anything like that, then we can enter the long position off of the macro. But if you end up getting an entry off of the micro formation, then you have a really good position for when we do break out of this level. So you can basically your entry will be within the formation. So technically, most traders would wait for a breakout of the macro formation and have their stop loss in place, but your entry could be basically where their stop loss should be. Like for example, like this is a strong level of local resistance, and if we break out, this will act as support. So if you can enter off of this downtrend level of resistance before this macro breakout to the upside, then your entry will be basically right below where your stop loss would normally be. So you'd be in a way better position than most traders who will enter off of this macro breakout. I know it's quite a bit, but you can rewatch this as many times as you want so you can get a better understanding of what I mean. But basically, you can use these micro formations before a macro breakout to get you the upper hand when entering risky positions like this. Not financial advice, of course, but that's what I'll be doing. If we get a breakout, I would want to see a confirmed breakout, an hourly candle close, a full body candle outside of this downtrend level resistance here, and then I'll enter off that entry, put my stop loss in place, and if we get the breakout, then I'll put my stop loss in the profit zone, and I'll ride it as much as I possibly can. And as it gets above all these important levels of resistance, you can keep increasing that stop loss further and further into the profit zone as it secures more support levels. And then you'd use, like for example, let's say we got a formation here. Let's turn this to white so it's easier for you to see. Let's say we got a formation here after we got to this level. We see it break to the upside, right? Then you can put your stop loss from around here to roughly around here, and you'll just ride it up along all these different formations that get formed at all these different important levels of resistance and support. And if you see that, let's say for example, we were talking about how this is a very important level right here, right? So we're probably going to see a ton of resistance here. And let's say we got another formation here, and it starts to break to the downside. So rather than trying to ride it up and like setting up a limit order to close here, you can use this as a indicator to tell you when to close your existing trade. So if you see this break to the downside, then you close your trade. We see it break to the upside, then you move your stop loss further into the profit zone. So that's basically what I'm trying to say here. If you're trying to enter off of these macro formations, it's way more profitable if you're managing your stop loss strategically. But right now, it's a waiting game. We got to wait until we see it either break to the upside or the downside here. If we get, a break to the downside, because of all the limit buy orders down below that you can see in the order books, I would want to wait not for a breakout here to enter. I would want to wait until I see a confirmed breakout roughly around like this level here. Get the strong resistance like a double top formation or something like that, and enter off of that. Just because I would want to see something that would provide more momentum because of all the buy pressure that's going on right now. Like we have Riot blockchain selling millions of dollars, but people are still buying it up like crazy. Like they're the ones that brought this down from the Tokyo pump, and they're the ones that brought it down during this hour. If you're trading during this hour, this was a pretty intense hour. It went up and down $1,000 probably about 3 times within that range. It was pretty intense. So people are buying it up. So that's pretty much everything I got for you guys. If you have any questions about this, you know how to reach me in the Discord. I do want to let you know that we are hosting another event where you can trade with me side by side for 3 days, beginning in July 1st, and we're having a competition where you, if like, follow, share our stuff, you get ballots in an entry, and you can use these ballots to get yourself a free position inside of the event. But yeah, guys, that's everything I got for you. If you have any questions about this, you know how to reach me in the Discord. You have yourself an amazing day, and thanks for watching.